Hey guys, Chris at Token Vaping. Today's review is kind of a multi-set. I know people have heard of them because I've seen them in a few different shops. I just never had the opportunity to try them until now, which I'm very grateful to this company for. It is Flavies, and if you've ever seen the bottle, you remember it. It basically has a chrome style lady silhouette. Kind of looks like on the big semi trucks, the mud flaps that have the metal, the two ladies laying down across from each other. Basically has that style to it. However, they also make another line in-house. It's called Brewell Vapory. I really like this logo just because of the historical looking Native American on it. So both lines in-house from the same company here. Now, the only, and this is more on me because I still have a little trouble trying to find certain websites and certain things like that for companies, depending on how they decide to have their site set up. They both have a website. However, there's not a whole lot of information on them. Basically, these are their flavor menus that they provide. There's Brewell and there's Flavies. They do have the flavor profiles on them both. However, this is one of those companies, I believe, that they try to help out local shops and various other stores by basically not having any direct ordering from their website itself. It's just basically more of a stopping point, just kind of to give you a brief rundown of the company itself, but then basically the way to order their line is, for the most part, going to various other shops and places like that. For these particular two, the main ones that I have found for them both, which basically was, it is a pretty well-known site as well, but it's for Craft Vapory. They sell both lines on their site for these two. They offer them in the 15 milliliter bottles. They sell them for about $12 on their site, and there's 4 different nic levels of a 0, a 3, a 6, and a 12. So there is a bit of a range for the nicotine level. I do believe that this is the main size that they are in, is the 15 mil. Now, both of these bottles, as you can see, they do come with the standard labels on them. They are very well done. The labels are very, very nice. They're very striking in their own ways. As far as the Flavies, it does have, like I said, it's hard with the glare, but it does have this silhouette with the title. There's the flavor profile. There's the nic level, and it does have the website information on there. As I said, it's just the website itself is just more of a informational stopping point. There's the warning label. There's the size, child safety cap. Again, glass bottles, solid, sealed, child safety caps, and basically the setup on the labels are pretty much similar. There's your main, I really like that logo. There's the main logo here with the flavor name and the nicotine level, and then you have the warning and ingredients, made in USA, bottle size, sealed, child safety cap. Now, I'll be honest, and I try to be. Both of these lines have a lot of positives for them. My only problem, and it's hard to say that it's a problem. It just, sometimes you come across a line or a company, and I'm not sure if it's that you expect a specific something from it, or if maybe it's because of hype that you've heard that you expect something specific or or special out of that. Now, don't get me wrong. Before I say this, both lines are very, very, very solid. There's not anything specifically wrong with either line at all, in my opinion. The only negative thing that I could say about this company at all is just that it's not something that totally jumped out in my head. Okay, for example, for Flavies, everything about it is great. You know, the advertising, the marketing, the bottles, the labels, the flavors are on point. They're very solid. I would say out of all of them, my favorite that I tried is the Marilyn. It's a strawberry yogurt with a hint of banana. Definitely get both flavors out of that. It is a very, very enjoyable vape. The only thing that I can say about it is it's not something that that jumped out in my head when I think of like a strawberry banana. It's not the first name that pops in my head. That's not a bad thing. It just may be because I don't vape them on a regular basis, or that I don't purchase them on a regular basis every day. And that's the problem that reviewers run into, because we try to do reviews on as many companies as we can to try to help get their name and everything out there. It's just that we're always trying to find something about each line that gets thrown out there. And like I said, it's a great flavor. I enjoyed it very, very much. It just, it's just one of those things that, and I feel bad for saying it too. I really do. But it's like when you go out to eat. I know most people can always tell you if they remember when they had a really good steak. Problem is, a lot of them won't always remember where they had that steak. But if you had a bad steak, you always remember exactly where that place was because you avoid it. This is almost in the same vein as that. It is a very good tasting juice. Don't get me wrong. The flavor again was on point. I definitely got the strawberry banana in every vape, both flavors. It's just, I know that if you had blindfolded me and put 4 or 5 flavors together and put that in there, I probably wouldn't be able to pick it out specifically. Now, there are people that probably vape this line on a regular basis that could probably pick it out above anything else, and that's awesome. It may also be that my palate isn't as dead on, but it just, unfortunately, that's the only downside that I could say to this. But realistically, to me, that isn't such a bad thing. In a sense that, if you have to try it, or if you have to purchase a flavor that has that mixture to it, this is definitely one to try. Absolutely. The Brewell Vapory, their sign for that is that the one positive to this one that I'd say would kind of stand out above others is that when you vape this juice, you almost can taste the I don't want to say the makings or the process behind it, but the way that they explain it on the website about their steeping process and their mixing and the attention to detail that they put into making this, it almost makes it sound like it's you almost picture kind of like a manufacturing place or facility where you have all of these state-of-the-art barrels and everything else where this stuff is sitting, and they have all the pressure gauges and everything else, and there's a fine-tuning to all of it to where it sits, it does what it does, and then just at the right second, it dings, and then out pops the bottle. You can almost, in my opinion, honestly, you can almost taste the quality or the precision that goes into this. It has that. It's hard to explain. It really is. You'd have to try this line. You'd have to try both of these lines actually. But it's hard to explain specifically. But yeah, you can almost taste the making process behind this. As far as it's kind of like people when they drink, I guess like a really well made or I don't drink a whole lot, but beers that are made, you know, at a specific process, you know, and then they tell you, you know, you can taste the process in each glass, and people that drink that type, you know, they can pick out certain aspects of that process in the drink. This is kind of one of those things. When you vape it, you almost kind of feel like you know how much attention to detail and how much quality was put into that specific juice. But I'm going to show you this is the Marilyn. Like I said, they all were good. I'll get to the Brewell one. In the Flavies, the Marilyn was my favorite because of the strawberry and the banana. I'm a big sucker for anything really that has strawberry in it. The other flavors that they have is Vivan, which is a special blend of an Aloe beverage. That one had a weird taste to me to start with, just because I don't really vape anything that claims to have aloe. But Scarlett was a white peach yogurt. That one was actually really, really good too. It definitely had the peach, but the peach was more of I want to say it was more of a mature taste. It wasn't just like biting into a normal peach. It had a very, very unique taste to it that you know it's peach, but you definitely remember when you have it. Zoey was a lemon citrus tea, and Annie, which is a plum cider. So, like I said, solid line across the board. You know, every flavor was definitely on point. Every flavor had the flavor profile to this. The main, I guess you could say, the uniqueness to it, like the Aloe beverage and the plum cider, they're not common flavors. So, I mean, in that sense, you could remember Flavies for that. But it's on a 56. It's on a 56. So as you can see, great cloud production. Flavor is definitely there. For me, I get the strawberry on the inhale with the banana on the exhale, and there is a nice subtle mixture in between. Definitely a good enjoyable vape as far as that one goes. Like I said, they were all solid. You know, there was no lack of flavor in any of them. Vapor production was, as you can tell, it was pretty good on all of them. It was subtle. No throat kick to any of them. Basically, it was just, they're good, solid all-day vapes. Like I said, it just, on the top of my head, and it may be with doing, you know, multiple reviews on different lines, it does get hard to remember, because then certain ones will stick out in your head, certain ones you kind of remember after a few seconds, and then there are those you come across that you probably won't remember at all. For as solid as this line is, I wish this was one that I know for a fact that I'm going to say is going to pop in my head every single time I think of a strawberry banana flavor. But because I have had the honor of trying so many, you know, it's one of those that I would kind of have to fumble around in my head to try to remember. And, you know, my apologies for that. But I definitely suggest this line to anybody who wants something that is a solid flavor, good cloud production, you know, no throat kick. Like I said, Craft Vapory, they do offer multiple nicotine levels on them as well. So I mean, there is a little bit of a variety there that they can figure out, you know, for their nicotine levels. Brewell Vapory, especially if you go by their flavor profiles, they definitely have a more mature flavor menu, in my opinion. They have 4 flavors on here, and they go by numbers instead of a specific flavor name. They have brew number 72, which is an Arancia Caffe. It's basically a unique coffee vape. It is perfected with local SoCal coffee baristas with a twist of orange, and it says it produced a famous Italian coffee blend. Brew number 88 is a jasmine milk tea with a light creamy sweetness, along with a mellow jasmine tea. It's also, people also know it as a green milk tea, which I didn't really get the tea flavor out of it, which was actually kind of cool. I definitely tasted the milk with the cream, and then like the slight on my taste palette, the tea part came at the very slight end of it. So it was very subtle, but it was just enough to let you know it was there, which was actually really nice on it. It had the mellowness to it that you would expect it to have. Brew number 9 is the Brewberry Breakfast Blend. It is a fruity cereal doused in milk with a warm home-cooked blueberry muffin. And brew number 123 is the Banana Breakfast Blend, a bowl of cornflakes cereal accompanied with sliced bananas. That actually was my favorite out of this line, just because I like bananas in my cereal. So that one was actually like a dead-on point enjoyment for me. Again, these 4, the brew number 123, the cornflakes, and the number 9, the breakfast blend, they're both a 70-30 mix, and the 88, the jasmine milk tea, and the Caffe 72 are 60-40s. They again, a solid line. You know, they're anything that they stated in their flavor menu is in the vape. It really is. Sorry, I'm just trying to clear the Marilyn out so I can do the brew well and show you that one as well. I like the flavor of this one, so it definitely is just, I'd rather do that than just basically burn it out. But again, you know, with the brew well, you definitely taste the process behind it. When you vape it, you feel and can almost taste the love and dedication that's put into their line. That's why they don't make 19, 20, 25, 30 flavors. You know, they focus on a few that they've hit on the head, and then those are the ones that they focus on and make sure that all of their quality and perseverance and dedication go into those specific flavors, so that no single bottle of them goes out and somebody says, you know what, that one wasn't as good as the other one, or that one was kinda It's so that every batch of those that goes out, every time somebody vapes on them on either line, every time somebody vapes on them, they taste the quality in it. They taste the effort and dedication that this company puts into these flavors to ensure that, you know, when they send them out to people and they're sending them to shops and other things, like myself blessing reviewers with the ability to try them out, you know, you can taste the quality behind it to be able to say, you know what, it is a solid on point juice. So my hat's off for that. That's awesome. Just because a company doesn't have 1,000 different flavors, and this company has 4 in this line, does not mean that company with the more flavors is better by any means. It just means that they have either a bigger facility, more people, or the ability to be able to do that. Whereas this company, they may have a lot of people, but they just turn around and decide to say, you know what, we're not going to do a huge gala of flavors. We want to make a few that are on point, a few that are different or unique, so that every bottle that walks out of our plant is as 100% on point as the next one. That's actually very respectable. So this is the Brewell Vapory, and this is 123, which is the cornflake cornflakes with a hint of banana. It is the 70-30 mix, and like I said, out of this line, this was actually my favorite of that because I put bananas in all of my cereals with the exception of the really, really sugary ones when I do have them. But in essence, this basically reminded me, I would say, of almost every cereal that I've ever put banana in. Same thing on a 56. Boom. You don't get a huge cereal flavor because it's cornflakes. Cornflakes doesn't have a 19 pounds of sugar in it. It's just basically cornflakes. You definitely taste the corn aspect of the cereal, which is really weird now that I think about it. For as plain as cornflakes is, it does have a unique taste, and I just got the aftertaste of it right there. So it definitely is there. But the main flavor that I got out of this is that you get the banana flavor after it's been kind of sitting in the milk for a little bit. It's not a in-your-face strong banana, which definitely helps in this situation. But if you've ever had a bowl of cereal that doesn't have a lot of sugar to it, and then you add bananas to that nice mix between the banana, the cream, and the cornflakes is definitely a unique flavor that is well emulated in this vape. Yeah. So I may not actually have to eat the bowl of cereal again. I may just use this. But again, Flavies, Brewell Vapory, definite good vapes, no matter which flavor you choose. And between them, there is definitely a wide variance of flavors. So they definitely have that covered. Again, this is a definite line to have in a shop. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. It's just going to be one of those ones that if you've never tried them, you definitely need to try them so that you have something to be able to relate to a customer who basically looks at them and is asking you, well, what does that taste like? If you've never tried this line, you have to try it because the uniqueness in the flavors is the selling point for this. Any one of these flavors will sell, and I would say in almost any shop. I can pretty much feel comfortable saying that. But you definitely have to try them to better sell them. But it is either one of these lines or both of these lines are a definite must in any vape store, especially if you're going to claim that you carry, a high quality or a unique flavor line. You definitely need to pick these up. Brewell Vapory and Flavies, again, they're all under the same banner, but thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to sample your lines. Great flavors. I do have a couple of shops that I'm definitely going to be taking these to. I'm blessed. I appreciate it very much. I hope that that this helps somebody else realize that they're looking for a unique all-day vape. Any bottle in either one of these lines, definitely try. They're about $12 a bottle for the 15 mils. They come in the 4 nic levels. Craft Vapory is the main one that pops up for both of them. That's a solid website company. They're also a good brand themselves. But again, definitely give them a try. You will not be disappointed. You will not. I don't feel anybody who tries these, they're either going to like them or they're not, but if they don't like them, it's not going to be because it's a bad tasting juice. It's just going to be because it's a flavor that they're not used to. But again, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Chris with tokenvaping@gmail.com. Facebook, Instagram, hit me up, comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know, anything that I can do to help the vaping community get better, that's all I'm trying to do. I fully support and I love the community. I've loved and enjoyed every moment that I've had interacting with various companies, representatives, vapors, anybody that I have the opportunity and chance to talk to, message, meet. It's always been a positive, and that's all I'm trying to do is help keep that rolling. So definitely, vapors, Brewell Vapory, Flavies, definitely check them out. Until next time, I'm Chris with Token Vaping. Vape on, vape strong.